What's up YouTube family, I hope everyone's doing great. Now in this video I'm going to give you guys a breakdown here on a few trades that I'd taken, well 4 specifically, 3 on EU and 1 on gold as well, which resulted in 3 winners and 1 loss. Pretty nice positions to be honest. I caught a 3.6R which I'll go over shortly as well on gold, and then I caught a 3.5, 3.25, 1.5, and lost 1 there as well. So I'll go over that shortly for you guys. Obviously it's just trading my ZCFX way. I'd also sent out the POIs this morning too. As you can see there, price had mitigated this POI very nicely as prices inside it. I did have this one in here marked up as well, which is just part of this previous mitigation. But unfortunately price did not really respect that POI on the lower time frame anyways. But obviously the high probability setups come from where there's liquidity that can be swept, which was obviously up here with this POI that I had marked up filling for that imbalance as well. So that was sent out to the group, in which a couple of people caught as well. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So as you can see here, price had pretty much swept out the edge of lows this morning, tapped into this area of interest there. So looking for longs from that point was obviously the right and correct thing to do, in which also a couple of students did and had managed to capitalize on that move as well. Anyways, fast forward the price a little bit. As you can see here, price took out this liquidity area here, filling in this imbalance as well to the left there too. And then pretty much all I had to do was jump to the lower time frame, which is my execution time frame, specifically the M1, and then look for my entry criteria. Now, as you can see here, I should look on the right screen here. If I just pull this across, price had originally took out the edge of highs here and tapped into the zone here. Now, price didn't really break bearish until over here. We also took out double breaker structure as well, so we took out this low and this low as well at the same time. We had price mitigate this area of interest, and unfortunately I had missed this move here. We have just had some news coming by the way, in which I didn't think to mention it in this video, but we've also had just some news come in there, in which I believe it's the US CPI. But anyways, if I just quickly check what news it was anyways, but I'm pretty sure it was US CPI as I have it written down, because obviously we're an hour behind, so time's a little bit different at the minute. Yeah, it was US CPI, okay. Expected, to be fair. Expected. But anyways, guys, as you can see here, price is tapped into the POI here. And then obviously from this point onwards, I just had to look for shorts. And then obviously price took out this low and also this low. We mitigated this area of interest and engulfed bearish as well. It's pretty cool that we've seen that live, just saying. Engulfed, but unfortunately I'd missed this entry there, which I could have had, stop loss here and target down into this POI, which would have been a nice trade, but unfortunately I just missed it. And then I come into the charts around this here, because my alert went off over here, but unfortunately for some reason I caught it like when price is over here, so didn't really rush to the charts because I thought, okay, price is going to have to play out and break bearish. Plus I seen it on my phone, and unfortunately by the time I come back to my desk to actually enter the trade, I just missed out this move. Anyways, we entered into this new range low and high there, and obviously provided another entry there with my stop loss above these highs. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not going to look for reasons why I lost my trade. I know you can sit here and say, well, stop loss above there and whatnot, but I just wasn't happy with the risk to reward. So yes, I guess in theory I was favouring the risk to reward, don't get me wrong, but I'm not too fussed about that, guys. A loss is a loss, and I haven't lost in a while, to be honest. Literally, if you're on my group and you go past my case studies, literally every trade that I break down, okay, there's probably an odd couple that I haven't broken down, like little winners, but I have not lost in quite a long time, to be honest. It's either been a break even, or it's just been a nice small win. So yeah. Anyways, with that being said, as you can see here, price and gold gave me a nice entry there, following a kind of confirmation. And then obviously we just came back up, created equal highs there, so obviously just generated some lower time frame, smaller time frame liquidity. And then obviously, as you can see there, price wicked out those highs there, and obviously engulfed there, which also took out some structure as well, which adds obviously a bit of extra probability to the setup. And then from that point, I just had pretty much just a re-entry to this previous one, and stops above the highs there, and obviously targeted down into the lows. Now, as you can see, I had marked up this M15 POI as well, as price was down at this area here, which was obviously here for my where price was teasing my TP. And as well, just quickly, another one. People, at this point, they had originally started to see these bullish candles kick in, obviously when they're in this position, for example, and start to pretty much, be scared and close out the trade because they've see bullish candles and it's, you know, we're thinking it's reversing. Now sometimes it will just miss it and reverse, don't get me wrong, but to be honest, I was managing this trade anyway. If price had closed above these areas here, I would have just closed it for a small win anyways. But as you can see here, price initially tapped into it here, provided some entries there, but I just didn't see it. Neither did I see this one. And anyways, as you can see here, I seen this one, and then that's obviously where I took my entry just down into the lows with these here, and 1.58 there, 3.28 and a -1 there. Don't get me wrong, I could have managed it with structure here, and I probably would have been out of the trade. To be fair, I probably would have been out either around here or taken out with news if I trailed my stop loss, but obviously if I was still in the positions, I would have probably closed out before the CPI kicked in anyways, because this is kind of what I was expecting. I was discussing the CPI yesterday with my group, and it's kind of gone to plan in a way. So, but yeah. With that being said, this one here was a nice entry as well, just because we had the M15 zone, which also refined to the M1 inside of the same M1 range. So, kind of can't go wrong there, can't grumble. So, I was just looking to scale into my original position up here. Now, with that being said, what I will do as well is I'll just quickly discuss my gold trade this morning. So, as you can see here, price swept out my liquidity low there, and then if we jump onto the M1 time frame, as you can see, we've seen here price pretty much shift bullish, but we initially, well, had this range high, range low. Price is obviously trading bearish. We came back up, tapped into this area of interest, but obviously we just swept out that liquidity. And then from this point onwards, we had a short-term pullback, but nothing too major. So price was more so a failure swing. We failed to put in a new low there, and instead we just shifted bullish, breaking structure again, forming a new range high and a new range low. So from this point, all I had to do was wait for my pullback into my newly formed area of interest, in which I obviously took entry according to my candle confirmation. And then similar to EU, just then, you could have just kept trading and trading and trading and got taken out overall, you know, down here, you know, which would have been a bit of a bigger position, more specifically, probably around, you know, 6 to 7 hours. So, pretty big move if I'd managed it with structure, but unfortunately, I just, you know, well, not unfortunately, because at the end of the day, it's still 3.5 hours, so targeting to M15 POI there, and then as you can see from that point, price more so just didn't really respect it over until we'd swept out those highs there as well. So that was my trade pretty much. To be fair, this just looks like a liquidity sweep as well. You can also look at this as a higher time frame sort of, you know, trend line as well. But yeah, those are my trades on gold and EU. But with that being said, guys, if you are interested in learning how to cash trades like this pretty much on a daily, weekly basis, I'd highly suggest you join my mentorship. I've just introduced a new monthly program. So I've just brought back the $50 a month, which gives you access to pretty much everything, the live calls, the Discord, the course, etc. So if you are interested in that, guys, it's pretty much just a no-brainer. Make sure to get involved. But with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.